New at 6, the race to be the next mayor of El Paso is heating up as we get closer to Election Day. ABC 7 is looking into claims and counterclaims being made by leading candidates about a lawsuit years ago. ABC 7's Andrew J. Polk is live in the studio with what we've uncovered. Andrew?
Stephanie, mayoral candidate and current city rep Brian Kennedy has fired back at opponent Renard Johnson, an El Paso businessman, in a campaign flyer mailed out this week, focusing in part on a discrimination lawsuit that Johnson's company was found liable for back in 2015, as ABC 7 has reported of the pair of dueling campaign mailers sent out earlier this week. As ABC 7 has reported of the pair of dueling campaign mailers sent out earlier this week, the first one was released by a political action committee supporting Johnson and attacking Kennedy. Kennedy's flyer in response stated, quote, "When a Hispanic male employed by Renard's company, Medi, lodged a complaint for discrimination, Renard retaliated by firing him." ABC 7 obtained court documents stating a jury awarded former Medi employee Ernesto Borrego over $277,000 in 2018 for discriminatory employment practices. In a phone call this week, Borrego told ABC 7, quote, "I think the citizens of El Paso should be aware he was found guilty of violating the federal law Title VII, which prevents discrimination in employment based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. He can't be trusted to run the city of El Paso." The lawsuit was dismissed after there was a reaching of a confidential settlement agreement, and in civil lawsuits, parties can only be found liable or not. Guilt or innocence is not decided there. ABC 7 has asked Johnson for an interview. His campaign didn't make him available despite multiple requests. A spokesperson sent us this statement, quote, "In its approximately 30 years of business in El Paso, Medi only was sued for discrimination once. The one lawsuit was not against Renard Johnson," adding that the former Medi employee told the El Paso Times, quote, "I was discriminated against from a project manager within the federal government." For Kennedy, he stands on his flyer's claims.
I would worry about somebody that signs a termination letter of somebody who complained about discrimination being mayor. You're supposed to be watching it. There's a claim of having some business acumen, and the question would be, seriously? You're going to claim you didn't know and it was no big deal, and you fired a guy for filing a discrimination notice to you, and you don't think you should have known about it or investigated it? That's an issue.
So to see more for yourself on the details on the lawsuit and those mailed flyers, you can find it on this story on our website, kvia.com. Reporting live in the studio, Andrew J. Polk, ABC 7.